Hi everyone and welcome back to Crochet Rocks. My name's Tracy and I'm going to show you today how to crochet in the round. And for the purposes of this tutorial I'm going to be using this DK weight yarn from Sainsbury's. It's left over from a project I made recently, a baby blanket, and I did a tutorial on the stitch and how to make that blanket if you want to watch it. I also made a tutorial on how to do the treble crochet if you're not familiar with the stitch, and for this purposes of this particular video, I'm going to make the centre a chain centre, but you can make it from the magic loop or magic ring because some people don't like this hole. So if you want to make it with that centre, then by all means go and watch that video first. I did a whole tutorial on how to make the Slipknot and the magic ring, which I believe is an easier version. So I'm going to use today a 5mm crochet hook and this little pair of snippers to cut off my yarn. And so to begin, I'm going to make my slip knot. That's not how I did it in the tutorial, but that's just the way I make it, and I've done that over the years. So for this we're going to chain 4. So the yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So we've got 4 chain. And I'm going to slip stitch into the first chain. So how we do that is we just go into that chain, yarn over and pull through both loops. And now it is a very small loop. It will grow as we crochet into it. Now many people will tell you to do 3 turning chain, but for me 2 turning chain is sufficient. Any more is just too much and is a little bulky. So how we do this now is to crochet into the centre of this ring. It's very difficult to see, but there it is. So we yarn over, go into the centre of the ring, yarn over and pull up a loop. So we have 3 on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, a normal treble crochet in the UK and double crochet in US terms. So yarn over into the centre of that loop, yarn over, pull through 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Again, we'll do another one and then we'll stop and have a little look at them. So there you can see we have our 3 treble crochets and our turning chain. So that's a total of 4 stitches now, and we need 12 to get all the way around. So if you carry on, and I'll meet you back here and I'll show you how to join our circle together. Okay, so I've done my 11 treble crochets and my 2 chain. So now to finish off, we're going to slip stitch into the top of our turning chain. So there's the first one and there's the second one. So I go into that stitch, yarn over and pull through that and the loop that's on my hook. So now we have completely joined our circle. And again, I'll do my 2 turning chain. Now for this particular round, we need to do an increase in each stitch, and that's because we have 12 stitches in our foundation row here, and each row is going to increase by those 12 stitches. So with this one we need to make it 24, so we will increase in every stitch. So we'll go into the same stitch as our turning chain and do a treble crochet. And then in the next stitch we're going to do 2 treble crochets. Again, in the next stitch, 2 treble crochets. And that's how we increase from 12 stitches to 24. So I'm going to pause this video and I'll meet you again at the end. And if at any time you're confused about where you're up to, you can simply look, and in each stitch you can see there are 2 stitches, and you can count them just to make sure you've got the right amount when I meet you at the end. Okay, so I've just one more to do in my last stitch here, and that's 24 stitches all the way around. And again, I slip stitch into the top of my 2 turning chain, and I'll have a total of 24 stitches, and as you can see, it's grown. And in this particular round, again, we'll do our 2 turning chain, and we always increase into the same stitch as our turning chain. So we'll have 2 stitches in there. Now with this round, again, we need to increase it by 12. So that's in every other stitch we will increase. So in our next stitch here, we do a single treble crochet. And in our following stitch, we will do 2 as our increase. So we do 2 in that stitch, and in our next stitch we'll do 1 treble crochet, or double in US terms, and in this one we will do 2, and that way we will increase this round by 12 stitches. Just 1 in the next one. So just as before, I'm going to pause the video and I'll meet you at the end when we join our work. Okay, so I've almost reached the end, and so in our this next one here is a increase, and then the next one is a single, and so that we've ended with a single and then we've started with a double, so that matches up perfectly. And again, we slip stitch into the top of our turning chain to complete our ring, and that's how we grow. So the next row, again, we increase by 12 stitches, and we do our 2 turning chain and increase into that same stitch as the turning chain. And instead of 1 single crochet, one single treble crochet, I should say, because it'll get confusing otherwise. So instead of 1 single treble in each, or in between, we will do 2. So we'll have a single in the next stitch and a single into the next stitch, and then in the next stitch we have an increase, so we will do 2, and then we'll do a single treble into the next stitch, a single treble into the next stitch, and then 2 into, oh, can't get my yarn, and into the next stitch. And that's how we'll go all the way around with this particular row. We will do our increase and then 2 single trebles, and then an increase, then 2 single trebles, and that will increase this particular round by a further 12 stitches, and we will have 36 at the end. So I'm going to pause the video and I will meet you back when I get round to here. The reason I have to do that is because I only have 15-minute video, and so if I didn't, then I wouldn't have time to finish it with you. But I did try this time round to do that, but the video was far too long. So I'm sorry to have to keep pausing it, but if I don't, then we won't get the whole lot in. So I'm going to pause it there, and I'll meet you back when I get round, and we'll meet up at the end to finish the round. Okay, so I'm almost at the end of this round. So I've got my last increase and then my last 2 singles, last 2 single treble crochets, and I will join at the top of my turning chain, and as you can see, it's now grown. So this next row we will do our 2 turning chain, and instead of having 2 singles in between our increase, we'll have 3. So you can see a pattern. First we have 1, then we have 2, and in the next round we'll have 3, and that's how this grows by 12 stitches each round. So at the end of this next round, we will have 48 stitches. The end of the round after that, this one, will have 60 stitches. So that's how it grows and keeps on growing. So you can then decide to finish like I have. I'm going to make these into a square and then join them together and make a blanket for my other grandson. Or you can just keep going and make however larger coaster or a circular blanket or whatever you want to make. But basically that's how we go into the round, and we increase by each row. Now sometimes this is great for making hats. Some people when they're making hats like to do the magic ring, because then you don't get the hole. But if you were making a hat, for instance, you would now just go into every stitch around and it would gradually start to curl around like a hat. So this is how we start off making hats of all sizes. You just depends where you stop your increase rounds. So that's the crocheting in the round. I hope that's been helpful to you, and if I could ask you please to give this video a thumbs up, share my video and subscribe to my channel. If you hit on that notification bell, then you'll be informed of every new video that comes out, and I would really appreciate it because I'm trying to grow this channel and do some great things with it. So thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye.